Hello everyone. So we are going to start the part 7 from the unit course dispersion. So in this unit we are going to discuss about the structured vehicle for the preparation of the suspension, as well as we are going to start with the basic of the emulsion. So without wasting any time, let's start our presentation. So the control flocculation, this is a desirable quality, isn't it, for the preparation of a suspension. So control flocculation, that is the flocculated suspension. You see, once a powdered, right, it is properly weighted. Powdered means the dispersed phase of the suspension. It is properly weighted and dispersed in the medium, right? Now in such cases, generally flocculation can be produced. We need a flocculated suspension because it is generally quite stable as compared to that of the deflocculated one. So flocculation in such cases can be produced by gradual addition of flocculating agent. Now which are the flocculating agent? We have already studied that the electrolytes, polymers as well as the surfactant, they can be used as a flocculating agent during the formulation of a suspension. Thus you see sorry thus you see, most dispersed particles, they have surface charges over their surface, right? Means the dispersed phase or the solid particles, they generally have or they generally possess the surface charge over their particles. So what we can do, we can simply add some electrolyte of opposite charge, right? The intensity of this charge can be reduced. How we are going to reduce the intensity of the charge which is present over the surface of the dispersed phase? By addition of agents which have opposite charge, right? Or can use oppositely charged electrolytes. Now as a result of that, the zeta potential, it decreases in the suspension, right? And the particles, they generally afterwards, they generally established a van der Waals forces of attraction between the adjacent particles, and thus they form the network, or you can say the mesh like structure of the suspension. So the surfactant and the polymers, they are quite readily available and they are used mostly in the formulation of suspension. So the surfactant and the polymers, they are generally the long chain compounds, right? So what they do means, these substances, the surfactant and polymers, they generally get absorbed. Absorbed means it's a surface phenomenon. This surfactant and polymer, they get absorbed as a part of their chain over the particle surface. Particle means the solid particle surfaces, and it project outwards. It will form a just similar to that of a missile like structure, right? It will protect or this branch of the surfactant or polymer, they will project outside towards the dispersion medium, and this type of bridging, it promotes the formation of flocks, right? So the hydrophilic polymers, they form generally a mechanical, or you can say a sheet around the particles. I repeat, the hydrophilic polymers, they form a mechanical barrier, or you can say a sheath around the particles, and the hydrophilic polymer, they generally promotes or they generally induce the flocculation in a suspension. So this mechanism is more powerful, actually, the addition of the hydrophilic polymer, and it is useful to improve the appearance of the flocculated suspension in the pharmaceutical dosage form. Now the last part of the suspension is that the flocculation in a structured vehicle. Now what are the structured vehicle? So you see, in a flocculated suspension, the supernatant, it becomes clear rapidly, right? We have already discussed the supernatant, it will immediately become clear. Why? Because all the particles, they will form net like structure, or they will form mesh like structure due to the van der Waals forces of attraction, and they generally tend to settle down, or they generally tend to sediment immediately after letting unused or unshaked for a small amount of the time, and this led to the formation of two layers. The lower layer, the settle down layer, it will have a dark color, right? It is the due to the deposition of the sediment, whereas the upper layer, it generally becomes clear, that is, it is free from the particles, right? But we know that this is a undesirable property of the flocculation, right? Hence the principle of flocculation and structure vehicles, they are both this combined together to get a improved suspension. So we not only use the flocculation steps along with the flocculating agent like your surfactant and polymer, and when some flocculating agent, we generally use a structure vehicle also to impose or to improve a greater quality of the suspension. So the flocculating agents, it generally facilitate the flocculating agent, it generally facilitate the formation of aggregates of uniform size, as we have already discussed, right? While the structure vehicle, what does function of the structure vehicle? Structure vehicle actually they prevent the aggregation of the flocks or the flocks from settling. The structure vehicle, they always try to prevent the flocks, the mesh of the suspended particles from settling down. They prevent the process of settling down or sedimentation of the flocks. So a suspending agent is frequently added to retard the sedimentation of the flock in the formulation of a suspension. So what type of suspending agent we can use? Generally we can use CMC, carboxy methyl cellulose, or carbopol, or tragacanth, or sometimes we can use the bentonite. These can be used alone, and sometimes they are used in combination with one another. Clear? So this was the suspension. Now we are heading with the next part, that is the emulsion. So what is emulsion? You see, by virtue of definition, it is a unstable system, or you can say sometimes it may be stable. It is not only necessary that you are going to use the term unstable every time, but it is a mixture of two immiscible liquid phases, right? So in the background you see an emulsion. It is thermodynamically, it is considered as an unstable system. Emulsion, it is thermodynamically considered as an unstable system. The emulsion, it is, or it contains mixture of two or more immiscible liquids, and these immiscible liquid, they are stabilized in the formulation by adding an emulsifying agent, right? And this word emulsion, it has come from the Latin word milk. And here I want to add to your knowledge that you should remember the milk. It is the most stable emulsion that has ever produced in this whole universe. The most stable emulsion, it is the milk, right? So example of emulsion, it includes milk, mayonnaise, even some cutting fluids for metalworking, right? Even your photosensitive side of the photographic film, that is an example of a colloid also. Clear? Now the dispersion system. So dispersion system of the emulsion and dispersion system of the suspension. You see, in the emulsion, the emulsion can be defined as a dispersion in which the dispersed phase, in the emulsion, the dispersed phase, it is made up of small globules of liquid, right, which is distributed throughout the vehicle, right? But these globules of the liquid, they are immiscible with the dispersion medium. But in the case of the suspension, what happens? We distribute finely divided solids in the continuous phase or in the dispersion medium. Clear? Now, how many types of emulsions are there? Basically, we always try to explain emulsion only in two types, but basically there are four types of emulsion. First one, it is the oil in water type of emulsion. The next is the water in oil emulsion. The third, it is the multiple emulsion. This is oil in water emulsion, or water in oil in water emulsion. And the fourth one, it is the micro emulsion. So let's discuss each of them. Now, the basic difference between oil in water and water in oil type of emulsion. So this is the chart we are going to discuss. You see, in the oil in water type of emulsion, the water, it is the dispersion medium, right? Because it is having a higher volume, and whereas in the water in oil, the oil, it is the dispersion medium, and water, it is the dispersed phase. Here oil, it is the dispersed phase. Now their physical property, the oil in water type of emulsion, they are generally non-greasy because water is contained in a high quantity, right? So they are non-greasy and they can be easily removed from the skin. But whereas the oil in water type of emulsion, water is in the high amount, thus they are greasy and they are not easily water washable, right? Now oil in water type of emulsion, they are basically used externally to aid cooling effect because water is present, right? Example is your vanishing cream. Whereas the other type, that is the water in oil type of emulsion, it is externally used to prevent the evaporation of the moisture because oil is present in a high quantity. This oil will form a layer over the surface where it is applied and it prevents the evaporation of the moisture from the surface. Example is your cold cream. But the thing is that oil in water type of emulsion, it is preferred to use internally because bitter taste of many oils can be easily masked by using this type of emulsion. And this water in oil type of emulsion, it is preferred for external use like your cream. Clear? Now you see oil is there, the red line, it is the emulsifier, water is the blue, right? Here also water, emulsifier and oil. Now you just disperse. Here you will find water base. This is the oil in water, and whereas this is the water, this blue color, this is water, this is the oil. So these are the types of emulsion. So here you see in the oil in water type of emulsion, these are the polar molecule, they are extending outside the coming out from the oil core. But in the water in oil type of emulsion, the polar head, they are moving towards the inner core because the inner core, it is made of the water. So these are the two types of emulsion. This is the oil in water, this yellow are the oil, and this is the water in oil. This blue droplets, these are the water. The next one, it is your types. In the types of emulsion, multiple emulsion. So as the name itself is suggests that multiple emulsion, here more than one type of emulsion are there. So multiple emulsions are the emulsion system in which the dispersed phase contain smaller droplets that have the same composition as that of the external phase. So multiple emulsions are of two types. One, it is oil in oil type emulsion, another is water in oil in water type of emulsion. Clear? So now what is oil in water in oil type of emulsion? So you see here in this system, the water, this water divide this inner oil phase and the outer oil phase. That is the water, it is the barrier here. So in the oil in water and in oil in water in oil type of system, the aqueous phase, hydrophilic phase, water separates the internal it is the oil, and the external, it is the oil phases. In other words, it is a system in which the water droplets may be surrounded in the oil phases, which encloses two or more water droplets. But what happens in the next step? Water in oil in water type. Here the oil will separate. Here the organic phase, that is the oil, it is hydrophobic phase. Actually it separates out the internal phase water and the external phase water, right? Aqueous phases. So in other words, it's a system in which the oil droplets may be surrounded by an aqueous phase, which in turn encloses one or several water droplets. So this system are the most studied among the multiple emulsion. Water in oil in water type of emulsion, it is the most studied type, right? The next one, it is the structure. You see, this is a single phase system. It's a single phase system, but this is a emulsion. It is oil in water type of emulsion. These are the drug particles, nothing but these are the drug particles, right? So this is water in oil type of emulsion. These are the drug particles. These are the blue color are the water, and these are the oil. And this is a multiple emulsion. You see, water in oil, right? In water. So it's a triple emulsion. Now in the types of emulsion, the next type, it is the micro emulsion. The micro emulsion, actually it is quite different from the discussed three types of emulsion, because the micro emulsion, they are clear, they are stable. Moreover, the liquid mixture, they are a liquid mixture of oil, water and surfactant, right? And they generally use co-surfactant along with the water, oil, surfactant, right, just to increase its stability. So in contrast to the ordinary emulsion, the micro emulsion, they form actually upon a simple mixing of the two components. And in the micro emulsion, we don't need to give a high shear. Now what is a high shear? High shear means during the mixing of the oil and water, in preparation of the oil in water type of emulsion or water in oil type of emulsion, we need to give high shear, right? High shearing force. By you can use different types of instruments are available. We can use a high shear homogenizer, you can use a simple homogenizer, you can use a pedal shift homogenizer. Different homogenizers are there. We have to use those type of homogenizer in other type of emulsion, but in micro emulsion it is not necessary to use, right? For preparation of micro emulsion, high shear it is not necessary. So basically micro emulsions, there are also two types, oil in water type and water in oil type. So unlike the common macro emulsion, in that how it is different from the macro emulsion, the micro emulsion, you see the micro emulsion, they appear as a clear transparent solution, just like your general liquid, right? Moreover, the diameter of the internal phases, internal phase means the dispersed phase in the micro emulsion, the size range from 10 to 200 nanometer. It is very less. The internal size, the size of the internal phase, it is very less. And the most important thing is that the micro emulsion, they are thermodynamically stable, whereas the emulsion system, it is unstable thermodynamically, but the micro emulsion system, it is a thermodynamically stable system. So general type of pharmaceutical emulsions. So you see what are the different types of pharmaceutical emulsion we use: lotion, liniments, creams, ointments and vitamin drops. So these are the different types of emulsion. Those are used in our day-to-day life in the form of drug. These are pharmaceutical formulation, right? So application of emulsion, where it is applied, you see oral administration of water insoluble liquids. Example is your fat soluble vitamin. Have you ever taken the cod liver oil? That is also an emulsion. It's an emulsion of oil in water type of emulsion, right? Next, it is the intravenous administration of the API as an emulsion. This is the example of Taxol. Taxol, what is Taxol? I am telling you. Taxol, it is a name, it's a trade name given to the paclitaxel. Paclitaxel, it is an anti-cancer drug, right? It is obtained from Taxus brevifolia, a plant. It's a very effective drug. Now this Taxol, it is used for treatment of breast cancer and ovarian cancer. Nowadays different researches are going on. It can be also used in the different types of other cancers also. Even we have some recent paper published in where the Taxol has been used for treatment of the oral cancer also. Now this Taxol have a great problem with their solubility, because it is very insoluble. So in such cases, the Taxol can be administered in the patient in the form of emulsion, right? The Taxol can be administered in the form of emulsion. The next one, emulsions for external use. Example is your lotion and liniments, right? The lotion and liniments, these are the form of emulsion which can be used for externally or in the patient. Moreover, the emulsion in aerosol can be used to produce the foam, right? The foam which we use, the shaving foam and all, those are actually the emulsions. The emulsions in aerosol can be used to produce the foam. So thank you everyone. If you like the video, just press the like icon. You can share this video and you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again.